Rome woke up shivering on the first day of 193 AD, not from winter cold, but from fear. The Emperor Commodus lay dead, strangled in the dark after years of cruelty, excess, and madness. His death left a hollow throne and a terrified Senate. The city was swollen with soldiers, informers, and the heavily armed Praetorian Guard, men who had grown rich selling loyalty. In that tense silence, the Senate turned to an old man who did not want the crown. Publius Helvius Pertinax was nearly 70 years old. He had been born the son of a freed slave, risen through discipline, and hardened by decades of military command on the frontiers of Britain, the Danube, and Syria. He was not charming, he was not generous, but he was honest, and Rome desperately needed honesty. When the Senate proclaimed him emperor, Pertinax hesitated. He knew the danger. An emperor who ruled justly but without money was more vulnerable than a tyrant with gold. Still, duty conquered fear. He accepted. From the moment he stepped into the palace, Pertinax declared war, not against foreign enemies, but against corruption. The imperial court, bloated under Commodus, was cut down mercilessly. Lavish banquets were canceled. Actors, favorites, and parasites were dismissed. Even the palace stables were sold to refill the treasury. The Praetorian Guard watched closely. Under Commodus, they had been showered with gifts. Pertinax promised them a donative, but only a fraction of what they expected. Worse, he demanded discipline. Soldiers were ordered back to training grounds. Guards were punished for drunkenness and extortion. Whispers spread through their barracks. This old man wants to turn us into real soldiers again. Beyond Rome, the provinces waited anxiously. Governors wondered whether civil war would follow. The legions along the Rhine and Danube remained alert, unsure whom to support if chaos erupted. Yet for a moment, peace held. Pertinax ruled like a farmer restoring a ruined field. He planted order, pulled weeds of corruption, and ignored complaints. He believed Rome could be healed through austerity and law. He underestimated one thing: patience. The people admired him, the Senate respected him, but admiration does not stop swords. Every reform he passed made enemies richer, men poorer. Every coin saved from waste became an insult to soldiers who believed the throne existed to reward them. Slowly, dangerously, resentment grew. Rome had not forgotten how emperors fell, and Pertinax, the honest emperor, stood alone, armed only with integrity. Pertinax believed Rome's greatest enemy was not barbarians at the gates, but rot at the core. His second month as emperor was marked by relentless reform. Laws that had gathered dust under Commodus were revived. Bribed judges were dismissed. Confiscated estates were returned to the treasury. He personally reviewed accounts, sometimes working late into the night by lamplight. Slaves whispered that the emperor slept little and trusted few. The Senate flourished under his rule. Senators were consulted again, not humiliated. Debates returned to the Curia. Some dared to hope the Republic's spirit had been reborn inside the empire. But while the Senate praised him, the army remained silent. The Praetorian Guard's resentment deepened. Pertinax reduced unnecessary postings, dismissed corrupt officers, and punished theft from civilians. Soldiers who once extorted money from shopkeepers were flogged publicly. For the Guard, this was humiliation. Their commander tried to warn the emperor. "The Guard is unrestless," he said carefully. Pertinax replied coldly, "Then they must learn obedience." In the provinces, governors watched events with calculating eyes. The legions respected Pertinax's military past, but loyalty was fragile. Rumors spread that the Guard might replace him with a bidder, an emperor who would pay more. Still, Pertinax refused compromise. He sold imperial furniture. He auctioned Commodus's jewels. Even gladiators were released from imperial service. Rome became quieter, sober, restrained. The common people were confused. Some admired the calm after years of madness, others missed festivals and free spectacles. Bread was still distributed, but without celebration. Pertinax understood something many emperors forgot. Rome could survive without pleasure, but not without order. Unfortunately, soldiers believed the opposite. By the third month, danger thickened the air. Praetorian soldiers gathered in small groups, speaking in low voices. They felt cheated. Their loyalty had a price, and Pertinax refused to pay it. One morning, an officer insulted the emperor openly. Pertinax dismissed him on the spot. That act sealed his fate. On March 28, 193 AD, roughly 200 Praetorian Guards marched toward the palace, not in formation, but as a mob. They carried swords and rage. Pertinax was warned. Advisors begged him to flee or hide. He refused. "I will speak to them," he said. Clad not in armor, but in a simple toga, Pertinax stepped into the courtyard. His voice was calm. He reminded them of Rome's laws, of discipline, of honor. He spoke as a commander, not a tyrant. For a moment, the soldiers hesitated. Then someone threw a spear. The emperor fell. Blades followed. Pertinax died without begging, struck down by the men sworn to protect him. His reign had lasted 87 days. Rome screamed. Chaos followed immediately. The Praetorian Guard, having murdered an emperor, faced a problem: legitimacy. Their solution was shameful. They auctioned the empire. The highest bidder was Didius Julianus, a wealthy senator who promised unimaginable sums. The Guard proclaimed him emperor, and Rome recoiled in disgust. The people mourned Pertinax openly. His name was whispered with respect. Julianus was mocked, cursed, and feared. In the provinces, generals prepared to march. Rome had learned an old lesson again. An emperor without military loyalty is already dead. Pertinax ruled only 3 months, yet his shadow stretched far beyond his death. Later emperors would invoke his name as a symbol of integrity. Philosophers praised his restraint. Soldiers, in hindsight, admitted he was right. He failed not because he was weak, but because he was early. Rome was not ready for honesty. In a brutal age, Pertinax dared to rule like a just man. And for that, history remembers him not as a failure, but as a warning.